Hopefully you have no storage. Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Oh, start?
You want me to talk?
So how do we start it?
So basically this video is like a mukbang, but we're gonna talk about how we first met.
Oh, let me show you what I'm eating. I'm eating potatoes, corn, and ground beef with jalapenos. You don't like it, pues. No, no. He is eating
Tuna.
cat food.
Tuna with
Yeah.
it's tuna with Cummins mayonnaise, and I'm a weirdo, but I like eating it with hot fries. And I got my bread.
And I got my drink.
Yeah, I got my drink too. Twins.
So, let's get started.
So when was it? 2017 or 2018?
Brown chick.
I mean 2020. Was it 2020?
2020.
So 2020
And
was
October 2nd is when we started talking. So,
yeah. Let her.
we started talking through an app called
What up, PJ Tinder?
So, I was only on Tinder because my best friend wanted to do it. Because one of our mutual friends did it. So, we're that type of, we're like, if you do it, I'll do it. So, we did it. And I actually remember when I swiped on him. I was at HEB in the parking lot, waiting for my dad to get back from. Oh, why are you making that face?
I'm waiting so I can tell.
Waiting for my dad to get back from getting groceries. Gabriel goes down.
So.
Well, wait, what? I'm
go.
almost done. Okay, so when I saw his name, so mind you, my name's Gabriella. My dad's name is Gabriel. My brother's name is Gabriel. I have a cousin named Gabriel. I have another cousin named Gabriel. I have another. My stepmom has a cousin named Gabriel. Like, there's too many Gabriels in our family. So I told myself literally in my head, and I put this in the Bible, striking God dead right now, that I said it'd be crazy if I ended up with a Gabriel. That's the reason why I swiped on him, because of his name. I didn't even pay attention to how he looked. It's because his name. So yeah, now let him tell you his little story.
Yeah, so I mean, to me, I just downloaded Tinder just to like play around. Like I was really just doing it just to like talk to more people. And like the only thing I remember was I was laying down, like just chilling, watching YouTube, and like I was watching my videos, and I wasn't even like just paying, like honestly paying attention. So dang, I lost track. So like
Look at that, don't that look good?
me, it was just to play around, and I was chilling in my house, like just on the bed, not really paying attention, and like just swiping. And then like I remember there was one point where I stopped, like when I was looking and I saw her name and it said Gabriella, and I was like dude, what are the chances, you know? And to me, I was like, you know, okay, well, let's do it. So, and you know, I remember I swiped and it said that we matched, and I was like,
So technically that means I picked him before he picked me.
yeah, so she picked me, and then
Kind of regretting that now.
I swiped, and you know, but at this time, I'll admit that I was with somebody at that time. I was being a player. I'll admit that.
I wouldn't say player. That's not game.
Well, basically, I was just trying to talk to me. That's all I was trying to do. I mean, like, mainly it was just because of when we moved to San Antonio.
Okay, yeah. September you said last time. So, we started talking October 2nd. I saw the messages through my Snapchat. And we were talking like, you know, crazy how we have the same name. Crazy that I'm older than him. And was talking to him. I was fresh out of high school.
She was like
I was
25 at the time. I was like 18.
No, I wasn't. So, I think a year, not even a year, I was almost like a year out of high school. And maybe a couple months. And he was in high school. And so, yeah. And then after that, somebody was playing too many games.
Yeah, I was just...
I was texting me and texting another girl at the same time.
Yeah.
So it took him a whole year to ask me out.
Yeah, I remember like the first time I did it, it was like, I remember I was door dashing and I had a car at the time, and I was just door dashing, you know, making money. Why are you laughing?
Because you said I had a car at the time. How else are you gonna door dash? Don't you think they know you have a car?
Anyways, so when I had my car, right, when I was door dashing, like everybody knows that, right? But I was thinking in my head, like, you know, okay, because at the time when I was talking to her, she came back to San Antonio, and
I went to live in Houston.
Yeah.
For a good minute.
And so like when that happened, I was like, you know, like I was low key trying to. I was just like, oh, you know, what if it works out? And I asked her out on a date, like basically not even a date, just for us to hang out while I was
wasn't a date.
Yeah.
I mean, I get happy with anything. You can buy me dollar fries and I'll be happy. So him asking me to basically hang out,
and then
I was all like,
I'm driving and doing my door dashes, and like she hasn't responded in like hours.
okay. So I wasn't ignoring him.
No.
What happened was, at that time, I was working 3 jobs. I was working for a kid's clothing store. I was working for like a regular clothing store. And on top of that, I was going to school, college. I was going to college. I was. And then...
Dude, be quiet.
Sorry. And then I would go help my stepmom clean sometimes, and she would pay me. So.
But anyways, the whole point of her not responding was because she was in a coma.
So I was asleep because, unlike Mr. President over here, Mr. Prince, the Prince of the Castle, he only had one job. I had 3 jobs, and I was in the school, and I was trying to get a 4th job. I was trying to work at a perfume store.
Yeah, because I remember at the time I was working, I think it was Arby's.
No, it wasn't.
What was it? When I had the Mazda?
They want to fix it.
No, because oh, yeah.
Yes, it was, because that's the time when we started dating, and then you were falling asleep driving all the way to Houston. It was a whole nother story. So
when I had my Mazda, that's when, like...
Oh, I was talking about when he asked me. He called me, and then first he texted me, and I didn't answer because I was asleep. Then he called me.
Oh, and then didn't...
And I didn't answer because I was asleep. So he blew my phone.
No, but remember, didn't Ariana have it?
No, yeah. Let me get there. I'll be telling my story. Anyways, like if he was there.
He told me that.
I was asleep. My niece was playing. She used to always play on my phone, so she had my phone. And when I woke up, she said, "Someone's been blowing up your phone." She didn't bother to wake me up or anything like that. She just told me, "Someone's been blowing up your phone." So I checked, and it was this one time. "Do you want to go door dashing with me?" He was like, Gabby. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and this Weenan never even texted back until like at night.
Well, because I was asleep, and I told him I was asleep, and Miss Working Girl and Miss College Girl was tired, right? So I was tired, okay? We didn't have all the time in the world, like, yeah. So and then see, I was paying for all of my college and my car and my insurance and all of that by myself. I'm like, somebody with me. Anyways.
But anyway, so what was it? Then wasn't it our actual date or no? At Cheddar's?
Yeah. We kept going back and forth to when we're gonna have a date, what day. Yes, you know.
Cause she was working like all the time, and like me, it was more of open and like all I did was DoorDash. I worked on my own time, and you know,
well,
compared to
he had a job,
yeah.
but my time was more limited because of all the things I was trying to do, and at the time I was trying to get in my own apartment. So, we decided to go on a date after one day that I was off from another job and I had time in the afternoon. Why are you?
Go. I'm just reminding myself of.
We're reminiscing.
Yeah.
Anyways, so he went. So, anyways, we went on our first date. We went to Cheddar's, and I literally remember that date like it was yesterday. Because Jinx, isn't it Jinx poke, you owe me Coke or Cola or something? Anyway, so freaking we went to Cheddar's, and then they kept forgetting. I think the first day they forgot to bring him a spoon or a fork.
And my ranch. So
then they forgot his ranch. So the whole time, like when they would forget something, he was that what did you say? He said, "I'm calling corporate," and I'm like,
"I'm calling corporate."
I don't know why that made
from Nigga Carter.
That made me cough. That made me crack up. Like I was dying, and I didn't know who Nigga Carter was. So.
And then, like to me, like sorry, baby, that I cut you off, but like to me on that date, it was so.
Crazy.
Like to me it was like so comfortable. Like I thought for me, like on a actual like type of day like this where we would go out and stuff, like
we're like nervous.
Yeah, like I wouldn't even be like, you know, like okay, you know,
I
eating little by little, but
for the whole year prior, we were texting on and off. And
when I was trying to play her.
And we were talking on the phone and FaceTiming on and off. So yeah, this way.
Yeah, so like
but it wasn't like. The only awkward part for me was getting in this car. Yes, I know. PSA, do not let a guy come pick you up at the house. Nowadays, have your own means to go home. Just in case it turns out to be creepy.
Mm-hmm.
But me, since I already saw him on FaceTime and all that stuff like that, my naive self was like, sure, let him pick me up. So he picked me up. And even in the car, like I guess because I didn't want it to be awkward, I just wouldn't be quiet. I was like, so then, and he was the one that was quiet. He was like, yeah.
Like, I was like so clammy. Like, I remember I parked, and like right when I parked, I was like dreading to be like, oh my god, dude, am I gonna. And like at that point, like I was texting her and telling her I'm here, and like I got so clammy, and then I got real clammy. I was just like, oh dude, like, I kept trying to drive myself, and then like I kept like fixing my jacket. And then like she got in, and I remember I looked at her, and like I was like we were just smiling at each other, and then she was like, what? Like
I don't remember that. I don't remember our conversation. I don't remember what we really talked about. I just remember where we went, how I felt, and that's it. So we went there, and then after that, he said, "You want to go to the arcade game?" So I'm thinking Dave and Buster's or Peter Piper's, and I'm like, it's kind of late, but okay. We went to this little place. I was down the street from where he lived, and it was pretty cool. Like and we were out till like 2 o'clock in the morning. Mind you, where he picked me up at was not where I was living at. He picked me up from my dad's house. Yeah, dang. He picked me up from my dad's house. I was living at my dad's. I was living somewhere else. But where I was living at, you know, I respected their wishes, and they didn't want their address out there, especially to somebody I just met. And then, well, I mean,
tell him what your dad said.
She knew like about him because I would tell her about him, and so she knew about him because I would tell her about him. So I told her I was going on a date with him after work. And she said, here, take this taser with you. I'm like, for what? Because she pulled something out of her purse and she said, take this taser. For what? She said, in case he's a creep. Ma, he's not a creep. She said, just take it. And then she blamed it on my uncle. She said, your uncle said he wants you to take it. And my uncle don't play. So I was like, okay, let me take it. But little do they know, they're going to find out now because she follows me on TikTok. I left it in the car. In my car, parked in my dad's car. Parked in my dad's. What is my dad's driveway?
Man, it was.
But
just
I mean, my dad was smart though to give me a taser. But and she even showed me how it works and all this stuff.
They're just taking precautions. Cause I mean, I could have been like a felon or something. You know, like even a weirdo, like a creep. I could have, she could have got in my car. I could have locked it, drove off or something, or I could have done something, really, really negative. But.
Yeah.
Oh, and then if you're from San Antonio and it's called Divergence. That's what it's called. It's like
small.
It's a
go
retro arcade game place.
Go on the weekdays. Do not go on the weekend. The weekend, everybody and their musty mamas there. They
For
smell.
real.
You smell everybody's breath.
Now guys eat todo.
It ain't the place to be on a Saturday or something.
Then you're just crammed, and then like, me and Gabby waiting on like a people.
I mean, sometimes people take their bad kids, like, girl, take them to Peter Piper's. There's much more space.
Cause we were there for like an hour and a half, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we
were in the parking lot, standing there talking.
Just talking there.
Mm-hmm. And then he dropped me off, and then there I was in my car driving home at the time. And God bless you. And then we decided, like a couple days later, we went on our second date, and that's when I met his parents. And I met the whole family that day. But anyways, I met the whole family on my second date, and yeah, that's how we started. Here we are, 3 years later, contemplating our decision.
I'm not contemplating. No, but I mean, like, I remember when I dropped her off, and like, to me, I was just like I can't believe, I went on a date. And I remember I got home, and like, at first, they're kind of like, I guess, crazy, like not crazy, but they were just like kind of concerned that I came home late. And
you never told me that.
Like, at that like, it was really my mom, but she was like, Gordo, it's late, but she was like, but anyway, she was like, how was the date? And she said, like, her nickname to my mom and all my family at that point was Guava. And I don't know why. I used to buy Humex cans, like, all the time. Like, that was like my favorite drink. And the best one that they had to me was the guava nectar. And
I think she says because she couldn't remember my name.
She couldn't remember her name.
But like my dad, what the hell did I say he called you? The cow or something?
Oh yeah, the
like
cow.
That? I was like, who? He's like, the cow. That's what you call him. Why? I don't even know what that means. I don't even know. I'm gonna put that in the video because I don't know what it means.
But yeah, like, it's just my mom was like, how did they go? And I was like, it went good, but like, we had a great time. We were just talking the whole time, and I told my mom the whole thing, and like, it was just, I don't know, like, at that point, it was kind of crazy because, like I said, like, I was never like got into dating and all that stuff. It was more like online, just texting people, or like.
And therefore, my mom tried to get into her Instagram.
If I would text people, then that's the point where I would be like, like, oh, okay, hey, you want to go out or whatever the hell, and then
they'd be like, nah.
Yeah, like, at that time when I got on after her date, it was just like, felt so different. Like, it was just like a whole new feeling, like, towards my body, my brain, everything. It was crazy.
And like, see, now with me, when I got home, everybody was asleep. And see, I didn't have a curfew because where I lived
She's a grown girl.
so were you. He was a month for being 19, so we were around the same age. But like, obviously different households, different rules. But my aunt was like, the next day she was like, how did it go? And what did y'all do? What did he say? Did you take the taser? No, I didn't take the taser. I left it in the car. But yeah. And after that, like, we were inseparable. We have been stuck together like glue since that day.
Ever since.
That's crazy. To reminisce and think back. All because he asked me to go to donation.
Ain't that some? Then it's like, it makes it more like, more crazy that me and you both have almost identical names. Because like, mine's pronounced Gabrielle.
And mine's Gabrielle.
So it's like mine is Gabriele, and hers is ELA. So yeah, tomato.
Basically, you just have an E at the end and I have an A.
Yeah, but I guess that would be what, like our first date.
We gotta take that out the video.
What?
I was picking corn without any law.
Well, I mean, this is just, it's already done.
But yeah, so that is the story of how we started dating. Well, basically how we met. And then our first date, basically.
Like meeting in person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So if your story is kind of like crazy like ours, which I find it crazy just because the coincidence in our name and the first date he was trying to go on was just DoorDashing.
I was just trying to meet her already.
I would say leave it in the comments because I want to know. I want to know your crazy stories. Did you meet on Tinder just like we did? Or did you meet on Crystal Mingles or Crystals? Did you meet on Christian Mingle?
Or Bumble or Yubo or
Hubo?
Yubo was like a main.
Yubo. Oh. Yeah. Or maybe you met on Roblox, like my brother and all his 50 girlfriends he got.
He's 50 girlfriends.
And he's what? How old is she?
11. Yeah, like I would say, like if anything, like how she said, you know, put it in the comment and then we'll make either another video if y'all want us to, or like.
You want to know more stories about
Yeah.
us? Let us know. Like stories how he crashed his company truck and then dipped the next day.
Oh yeah, I could tell you all about
He got
that.
his check. I ain't got no crazy stories.
I have a ton.
My stories, my life is perfect.
Yeah, mine was.
He's the person who Hannah Montana wrote her song for. Nobody's perfect. 'Cause she definitely didn't write it for me.